This has been a long time coming. Jalen Williams, the prospect out of Santa Clara. I got noticed to him about a week ago, and oh my god, the one thing about him that I really love is his ability to control the tempo. I was discussing with Mom 2.0, and Wendell Moore was a prospect who looked really good, and Jalen Williams is also a guy who looks really good. The difference being in the speed. I'm just here to say that I don't mind the speed. In fact, I actually love the speed. I love his ability to be able to go left to right and in control. So many young players oftentimes are just out of control, and that's what Jalen Williams. He's just perfectly in control all the time. And the thing is, he's able to not only isolate and pull up for these shots. I didn't see them as often in the two games, but really, from what I saw of these highlights, he does have a pull-up ability. And then those long dribbles with his 7'2" wingspan, he basically has the arms of a Paul George, Kawhi Leonard level athlete. But Paul George is not a ball handler. Kawhi Leonard is not a ball handler. Jalen Williams is the best ball handler and playmaker in this draft. He's able to hold his dribble and make these passes over the top of NBA defenses at the next level. And he also has an awareness of playing off the ball. So if he were luckily to be there at 23, he could play off Harden and he could play off Embiid. For me, what is the Sixers' biggest weakness? If you were to ask me what's the biggest weakness of this team, it's the inability to be able to attack off the dribble, off of a catch, after Harden and Embiid make a play. Jalen Williams will immediately fix this and give you a small forward who could pass, who could create, and who could hit out from 18 to 3-point land. A total package. For me, the difference with Jalen Williams and Wendell Moore is, and Wendell Moore is a pretty good playmaker too, but the difference is Jalen Williams for me is just at another level in terms of just his ball handling. I just keep going back to that. That's the one thing I've been impressed with. His ability to handle the ball at his size. When you're 6'6" or 7'2" wingspan, you should not be making passes like that. You should not be able to manipulate defenses the way he does. Like, there were just games I was watching this kid and the way he can maneuver into the paint like this, and he'll often drop it off for a big man. Like, right there. See that? There were so many of those plays that I was watching that the big man would totally botch the ball. Watching the Santa Clara team, it was obvious that Jalen Williams was the best player on Santa Clara, and it wasn't even close. And when you have these type of prospects who are clearly above average NBA prospects, and they play on these teams where the second best teammate is just so far and away not that guy, you just imagine you saw that pass. Can you imagine? He had the pump fake, under control pump fake again, reverse layup. And that's why I say I don't care about the foot speed, because he's under control and it's better. Or it's better than me, I should say. But when it comes to these big men, if that were Joel Embiid, you flush that every time. You could kick out the Jordan Yang for free. Or if Tobias Harris is still on the team, Tobias Harris could be on this rolling type of action. Like, Jalen Williams is only going to get better just by virtue of being drafted in the NBA. He's one of those prospects where you're like, man, the court's going to open up, your teammates are going to be better. Whether you're starting or coming off the bench, you're going to be so productive, and you're just going to add so much to an NBA team right away. He is skyrocketing draft boards, and matter of fact, the draft Knicks, they just don't know where to put him. The Cavalier fans have shown interest for a wide variety of good reasons, obviously. There's some draft boards that still have him in the 30s, some draft boards that have him in the 20s. I'll talk to you right now, and I'll be honest. On this channel, I've been trying to really review and really evaluate and really just put these underheralded prospects in a positive light because they get so underlooked. Jalen Williams only got attention because of his combine, which is just ridiculous. Like, yeah, he had a great combine, but he had a tremendous season. And as scouts, you just have to ask, why weren't you able to evaluate this in real time? Why did it take a combine for you to see that this player is worthy of playing in the NBA? I don't know. For me, it's ridiculous. And so I say that to say this. In all honesty, I would be doing a disservice to you if I continue to talk to you like he should be this mid-tier lottery pick. I'm going to be very real. I watched Keegan Murray in Iowa. The reason I didn't bother with, and you see that beautiful bounce pass? The reason I didn't bother with Keegan Murray of Iowa is that I think that Keegan Murray is a bust. Yeah, I said it. I think Keegan Murray is going to be a bust of a lottery pick. And I think Jaylen Williams is the better prospect. You heard it right here. I don't care that he's 21. I don't care that he's a junior. I don't care that he's not the fastest mofo on the planet. With that ball handling, with that vision, if he's not super fast, it means on the trailer, he's going to hit a trailer. He's going to hit a guy cutting to the rim. It's not a problem at all. I think Jalen Williams, his size, his length, his shooting, his ability to pass over arms, there are very few players like that in the NBA. I can guarantee you there are plenty of players like Keegan Murray. So for me, when it comes to evaluating who should be a lottery pick, or who should be a top 5 pick in particular, being brutally honest about it, it's about what are your attributes at the next level. What is your game? See, this is an up and under reverse layup. I would see so many plays like that where it's like, you're not supposed to do that. I don't care what year of college you're in, you're not supposed to make that play at Division I. And he makes these plays time and time again. Able to get his team in transition. He's a good transition passer. And just again, that left to right, no drop off speed, that's rare. That change of direction is fucking rare. It's rare, it's very valuable. You could even say it's unguardable. As an example of this, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler will go left to right. He'll lull you to sleep. We saw that against Embiid. Remember? I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to dribble. But then I'm going to up-fake you. And that got a Defensive Player of the Year candidate in Joel Embiid. So this skill is super rare, and I like it more. As much as I love Tyrese Maxey's ability to just come out of a bolt, I'll be honest. If he could change direction like Jalen Williams can, it would take his game to a whole nother level. Slower and more deliberate, sometimes it's better. I don't know. Because I love his game and because of what I love what I watch, I'm sorry I spent half of this scouting video just trying to talk about why speed doesn't matter. Like, that rare bounce pass. He makes these bounce passes, shoulder passes, fade passes. Like, this is how high I am on Jalen Williams. Remember when they talked about Ben Simmons as some Magic Johnson? Ben did not play at all like Magic Johnson at LSU. I'm sorry. This is what Magic Johnson did. To be able to come off a screen here and then throw it out of you. Doesn't that remind you of James Worthy type shit right there? Like, seriously, Jalen Williams, he'll be a superstar in the NBA. Now, I know it's the West Coast Conference, but I don't care what league you're in. That ability to go left, right, shoulder heavy, finish over 3 people. There is an innate basketball ability of Jalen Williams that not only is very rare in this draft class, it's very rare for most draft classes, period. Oh, like, Jerome B. would beast with Jalen Williams. And like, if Jalen Williams, if you're at pick 17, 18, and it's not called yet, you move up and you go and you get Jalen Williams. Like, his bit with Embiid, look at his passing. He is the best playmaker in the draft. He's the best playmaker in the draft. He's a good catch-and-shoot player on volume in the draft. He's an explosive finisher and transition off the pass. So he complements James Harden. He complements Tyrese Maxey. He complements Joel Embiid. We're looking for a small forward who could complement our superstars. And it doesn't have to be as big as Jalen Williams, but I'm just saying, I think he's a top 5 player. I really do. I'm sorry, Keegan Murray, but you're not at Jalen Williams level. You know, when you got some of these other guys, I love Johnny Davis. Like, we're looking at Johnny Davis next. But the difference between Johnny Davis and Jalen Williams, you just see it with every passing highlight. And just that catch and shoot ability right there, again, I didn't see that much in the live games. And matter of fact, one of the weaknesses of Jalen Williams, there's always a weakness, even with a guy that I'll say he's a top 5 player, right? The weakness of Jalen Williams is he's such a good playmaker and such a good passer. Jalen Williams gets passive. He's the kind of guy who, he reminded me a lot of Andre Iguodala when I watched the 2 games where it was like, take it. You haven't taken a shot in the last 6 minutes. Take the damn shot. But that actually bodes really well for the Sixers because, again, you have Harden and you have Embiid. And because you have Harden and Embiid, you don't necessarily need him taking 15 shots, 16 shots. But on Santa Clara, like, I just want him to do that more often. Like, it's a Tyrese Maxey thing where you're so much better than you think you are. Just go and take the shit. And a lot of the players that we've watched, really, a lot of the players on this channel that I brought up, I've said the same thing for a lot of them. Like, Brady Manick has a lot more to his toolbox than people think. David Roddy's a beast with a low post game that he doesn't deserve to have at 6'5", right? So some of these guys, it's like, you could have bettered your draft stock if you just were more selfish. You played within the team, you got your team to win, you know, you helped your team make the tournament, but your draft stock is lower as a result because scouts are like, we didn't see this. You didn't see it, not because he doesn't have it, but because he didn't show it, because the team system was there. You know, and Draymond Green would know a lot about that, making veteran winning plays, championship plays, but it's not flashy, and people don't appreciate it. I appreciate it, but at the same time, selfishly, I want more, and I know he has more in him. So that's my big weakness with Jalen Williams. Be more aggressive as a playmaker and as a shooter, because I know he has it in him to make a hell of an NBA career. I would not be surprised if he's an NBA All-Star. Seriously. We don't deserve to get him. But if he's there, and if we pick him, just know I'm going to go cartwheels. Stop. Oh, like, that's, you think it's a stop and pop, and then there's a stop alley-oop over his shoulder. Like, what? That's rare as fuck, man. That's rare as fuck. Here he is again. This slow, deliberate pace. Again, I love it. Screen comes up. More slowness. And then, boom. Shakalaka. That's how you win championships at the guard position. Like, there's some Chauncey Billups-like vibes. Like, for me, I love it. You know, he's able to finish off the cut here again. His ability to play off the ball is really, really important. And his ability to catch, shoot. We can translate that to the next level. That's going to be so big for him, too. Come off the pitch off here. And you're going to use your dribble. The big man's open for the roll, but then you can take the layup because of your long arms. Just so skilled. And he showed off that skill in the combine. And that's what's going to be coming up next. And I'm going to try and focus a little bit more on more of the player's strengths here. Like, these clips end up being a little bit random at times, but you can just see he can get the rebound here in transition. He brings it up. That was long arms again. Slow to fast. Alley-oop. And that's Embiid. That's a finish. And then the drop ball pass here again. It leads to a foul for the big man. Actually, he caught the drop off that time. And then he's able to make the free throws. And there you see the good defense. And then it leads to the transition offense. And a converted bucket by their teammate. Here again, good defense. Good rebounding. And then it again leads to another transition opportunity. So even though he's not quick, my argument about even though he's not quick, I think it's better at rebounding. That's the other thing, and he mentioned it in the interview with Draft Express. Just look at the tempo to be able to get the shot up and one because of his long arms. His slow to fast for me, like, I love it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a strength, not a weakness. Like that skip pass. If that's an NBA athlete in stride, that's a dunk. Literally led him to the basket. Is there any more that you could do? It's an advanced level skill that no drafty is going to be able to make. the Santa Clara teammates weren't able to, like, there were so many quote-unquote turnovers. Like, I remember the one game against Gonzaga. He leads his big man, he leads his wing literally to the bucket 4 times, and all 4 times it was a turnover because the guy couldn't catch it. The guy couldn't catch it with elbow. And it's like, catch the fucking ball. He's leading you to the rim. All you have to do is catch it and dunk it. Like, Jaylen Williams is so skilled that it's so frustrating that for a player of his talent and his magnitude, oftentimes, as much as scouts will say, oh, it's a small school, so we don't know, he didn't play the best competition. The counter to that, dear scouts, is that he played with shit. Literal shit. Guys who you wouldn't obviously draft. And he made those guys better. So imagine what he'll do again with Harden, with Embiid, and with Maxey. He would make us better. Day one, immediate, he would propel us. He is the player that if we had him in Miami, we go to game 7 if we have Jalen Williams in a 60 uniform. He's everything that this franchise needs in order to take it to the next level. I like Wendell Moore. I'm going to do a full breakdown on Wendell Moore. I'm going to go watch more Duke games. The thing with Duke is that because all their guys are in the starting lineup, it's hard for me to pinpoint and look at as compared to one player or 2 players. So I'm going to do my best. I liked what I saw in the little highlights of Wendell Moore. I just think that Jalen Williams, he gives me the package. I see superstar in Jalen Williams, whereas I see a Wendell Moore as more probably being a good sleeper. Would love to have him, but I would love to have Mr. Williams.